Hey, this is Leon Poe, man. You listening to Causeway Street Podcast.
What's up, y'all? This is Kenny Anderson. Y'all listen to the Causeway Street Podcast.
For all you new listeners out there, I'm your host, Joseph Pavone. I'm joined as usual by my two co-hosts.
I'm Sean Dutra. What's up? Sound
yeah,
like
talk
John
about
walks
yourself.
on the B.
There you go. Joel Pavone. What up? I'm a Pisces. The most romantic.
Leads off with that.
The most romantic sign in all of the zodiac.
Oh,
You couldn't tell by my voice already.
oh,
Sexy.
But I'm the producer of this ensemble that we call Causeway Street. In case you missed it.
Hey, Bill Walton here, Celtics 1986. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Yeah, come here for nothing but the truth. This is where dreams come true. Thank you, Boston, for my life.
where are we going?
You guys are such homers.
It's your boy Terry Rozier. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Now listen to my boys Joe, Sway, Joel, and Sean.
And we're back with another edition of the Causeway Street Podcast. Josue Pavone here. Sean Dutra's to my right. And
Hello.
we have a special guest, Tim Tunis in the building.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Tim, it's been a while. Welcome back to the Causeway Street Podcast, man.
Tim's back.
So,
Thank you.
So how ecstatic are you with the Phoenix Suns, man?
You know,
Why
I'm
don't we
pretty
start the
pumped.
podcast with that?
I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah,
Back
let's
in
let's set the level. If you don't remember Tim is the only Suns fan in Massachusetts.
Yes.
New England, maybe. Yeah.
Never met another Suns fan in my entire life.
Not one.
Not
Like a real one.
like a true Suns
Like
fan.
there was probably a couple Suns fans wearing those Nash jerseys.
Yeah,
but-
but those are the fake ones.
Yeah.
Those are the fake ones, you know? Those are like the Warriors fans.
Those are the ones
Like,
that Tim talks to at every single Celtics Suns game that he buys beers for. Everyone in the section that
I
has a
think,
Suns
I think
jersey.
this year, the game I went to, I saw maybe one or two other Suns jerseys at the most.
You remember that 70-point game though? That was crazy. We were there.
I don't
You
remember
remember
much
that?
of it.
Oh, he comes clean.
So that happens. That's what happens when you go to
I
game with
remember-
me, baby.
Oh, yes.
We
Do
get-
you remember
Oh,
that,
Sean,
what's the pizza spot across
you ruined Devin Booker's career
What's
night
the
for
pizza spot?
Tim
What's the
Tunis.
pizza spot across the street?
Halftime.
I got kicked out of there
Halftime
watching
pizza.
the end of that.
Yeah, he certainly did.
You got kicked out of halftime
Almost.
pizza? Almost.
I had to
Okay.
have
Maybe
I had
I
to
did.
I
I
had
don't
to have
know.
like a man-to-man
I
conversation
did.
with the guy behind the counter. I was like, listen, he really loves the Suns, bro. I had to get him out the game because he was drunk. So now we're here. Just let him watch, all right? He's gonna make a little noise. We'll be out of here by the time you get customers.
All right. So let's get into the bulk of this podcast, of course. We got free agency just around the corner. We also got the fact that the NBA awards just happened. So we'll react to not only just who won what, but the actual presentation of it was awful.
Is this the
Terrible.
first year they did the award show?
Second.
No,
Second.
it's the second.
Whack. Second year, and it was.
It was
I didn't watch
it was
any
worse
of
than
it
the
last
first.
year.
It was worse than the first. But you know what?
Wow.
Let's yeah, it was worse than the first. What, you don't think so?
I didn't see the first.
It was pretty
I didn't
bad.
even know this was happening.
It went
Actually,
downhill, huh?
Yeah, I text Sean about it, and Sean's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Put TNT on." He goes, "Why?"
nah. What do you want? What do you want to watch? Charmed again, Sway? Trying to get me on to
Oh
Charmed.
no, is that the Travis Scott?
Oh, let me guess.
performance
Bones is on,
terrible,
huh?
Sean's like, "I'm not watching Bones, man." I'm like, "No."
I seen enough of Bones.
Sean's like, "Yo, the season finished. There's nothing on TNT that I need to watch
There's
right
zero
now."
reason for me to turn on TNT.
In the last week of June, there's nothing on TNT for me. But no, it was the NBA awards. No complaints from me about who won what, except for
I got a complaint.
the Rookie of the Year thing. And I'm not saying this just because it's Ben Simmons and because this is like his fifth year. No, I'm upset at the fact that you just looked over what Donovan Mitchell did for the Utah Jazz this year. Brought that team to the playoffs,
So that's
huge
your-
playoff run. Yeah. Did it without Rudy Gobert for 25% of the season. I mean, that's impressive in itself. But then you look at the rest of the roster. He put that team on his back.
I got 3 complaints over the awards.
Name them.
Number 1, Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
How you gonna
I'm
send a
surprised
guy
you
up
didn't
there?
go with that, Sway.
How you
Like,
gonna send
how
a
did you
guy
not
up
go with
there
that?
who just got fired?
Well, we all knew Brad was going to win it. I mean,
What?
come on.
How we
But it
didn't
wasn't
know
even-
that?
It wasn't even I agree. I think Brad Stevens should have won it.
Yeah,
But
no,
there was-
I agree with that, but we knew he wasn't going
And
to
I
win.
realize it's a regular season award, but you can't be a 1 seed and getting swept in the second round and get fired.
So-
and then still get Coach of the Year.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
I hear
Number 2 was the Play of the Year, which was just like, I mean, it was a buzzer beater by LeBron, which seemed like a pretty routine buzzer beater.
Well, Tim, he only has 5 of them in his career, so.
Well, who cares?
It's
I mean,
'cause
there
it's
were
LeBron
many good
James.
plays.
They have
The
a
James
category
Harden
of
putting
play
Wesley
of the
Johnson
year.
on the floor. They gave him over the Timberwolves. That Timberwolves shot that he hit over Jimmy Butler. That was the play of the year.
I don't care about the play. What play of the year?
They gave it
One play.
one play. If anything, I would give it to the James Harden putting Wesley Johnson on the ground.
That was a good one.
And then third was Rookie of the Year. I don't really consider Ben Simmons a rookie.
Now, what about MVP though? I have a problem with Harden possibly winning. Definitely winning MVP at this point.
What's wrong with Harden winning that? Come on.
I don't know.
We all knew
man.
this
Who
is
would
his
you
year
give
to
it?
win it.
Would you give it to LeBron?
I mean, if so, here's my number one.
Oh, here we go.
Point of contention.
Okay.
Here comes
My
the
number one
what
point of
MVP
contention-
means
No,
and all
no.
that
My
stuff.
number one point of contention is you shouldn't decide shit until the NBA Finals is over. Like there shouldn't be the regular season doesn't matter. Like if you look at it, the fact that LeBron James was able to beat the Celtics single-handedly. I hate LeBron James. He should have gotten MVP.
It's true, but I mean, they didn't have no Kyrie. I think Kyrie would have been way in his
Sure.
head. Way in his
But
head.
still,
Gordon Hayward, I know he went out the first game of the season, but you're still missing probably your two best players. Maybe Tatum might be up there.
The Celtics are playing the best basketball they played pretty much all year.
Their defense is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, and I'm not a LeBron guy, but I just think it's a problem.
I know that.
You know, come on.
You know, if you guys confused anything I've ever said in the past, I am not a LeBron guy. But at the same time, deciding it at the end of 82 games is stupid and pointless because guess what? No one actually wins anything after the 82 games.
That's true.
So when you talk about Dwayne Casey winning Coach of the Year, guess what? Was he Coach of the Year at the end of the playoffs? No, he definitely wasn't because his team got swept like we all knew they
That's
would.
true.
But at the
That's
end of the day, he brought the number one record in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, so of course. Like, no, Brad Stevens took a team without Kyrie Irving to the Eastern Conference Finals. That means nothing when you're giving away awards. It's mind-boggling
mention-
that all major sports don't incorporate the playoffs into their year-end
It
awards.
is ridiculous.
It's stupid.
Not to mention all the talk that was talking about, everybody's saying the Sixers were going to sweep the Celtics, and then they beat them in 5 pretty easily. I mean, that Game 5 was a close game, obviously, but if the playoffs were considered, I would agree with you. Yes, Steven should be the head coach of the year, and LeBron would be the player of the year.
MVP. And who's your rookie of the year?
But without the playoffs, it's Donovan Mitchell.
Probably
without
Donovan
the playoff.
Mitchell. Like even though
he's the
made
best
a run,
player on the team.
Even though Tatum was the best player on the Celtics at the Eastern Conference Finals, and then you had Simmons make a run as well. I think at the end of the day, like you look at it and you look at the body of work because you have to incorporate. I'm not saying the playoffs is like a end all be all, but I don't think you can necessarily like win an award, come out of nowhere and win an award during the playoffs. But if you shit your pants in the playoffs,
Really
Dwayne
shit your
Casey
pants. And Ben Simmons.
I think that has to say because Tim, you were talking about all of it. Ben Simmons was a negative 85,
at least in the 70s.
whatever,
It was at least in the
against
70s.
and he was.
I
the
mean,
rookie
he
of
had
the year.
one
And the
game.
Celtics
He scored
exposed
1
him.
point.
One
His
point.
own coach.
One
Even his
point.
own coach was playing the backup point guard. What's his name?
McConnell.
McConnell.
He was playing.
McConnell
He
was
was
the only reason why
openly
that
playing
series was close.
McConnell way more than Simmons in at least the last game because I was at the last game, but I think the last 2 games. He looked at Simmons like, you can't do anything against this team. You can't shoot. They're just paying off you. You can't do anything.
And my problem is, especially if you're going to have this dumbass award show after everything's
That's
said
true,
and done.
too. Yeah.
If you're going to announce it during the playoffs, I get it, like you used to. But now if you're going to make it this big hoot and hollering shindig friggin' in Las Vegas or wherever the hell I had it, and now you're going to say, we're waiting until the end of the year to announce all these things. No peeking. Like, no. Then incorporate the playoffs because that's the last thing everyone thinks of. No one is thinking of Game 82 when James Harden averaged whatever amount of points he averaged in the regular season.
Yeah, the only reason I agree with the MVP is because they do preface it with it's a regular season award. So
I don't care about the regular season though.
okay, I'm just saying the NBA prefaces it and says it's a regular season award.
And plus,
so.
I don't have a problem with that because most of the players, obviously, they're not playing that deep into the playoffs. So what? That you're gonna rule them out
No.
just because their team is
Okay.
shitty? You know what I mean?
Look at last year though. Look at last year. Russell Westbrook was by far the best player in the NBA. His team did not go far in the playoffs. At the end of the playoffs, I'm still choosing between Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and LeBron James. That's who it was going to be between. Mm-hmm. And Russell Westbrook is still head and shoulders above because you don't get rid of what happened in the regular season. But like if
LeBron James went off in the finals and knocked out the Warriors, that would change your opinion, right?
If he,
I
think he should have won.
But that's out of Russell Westbrook's control. Like he can't keep playing.
Talking about last year.
I think Westbrook still would have won the MVP.
You still would have thought he's good enough to win. So, okay, so you're saying someone's okay. I thought you were trying to say like if someone does something ridiculous like deep into the playoffs, that should overrule what another guy did, even though his season ended sooner than
if Westbrook came into the playoffs last year, and his team got swept, and he averaged 14 points a game. Are you going to choose him as the MVP? No, because he had major shrinkage in the postseason. Like, you can't have that.
I mean, the bottom line is that's the most important part of the season is the playoffs. So
like, I get it if your team's not good, but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at those last couple of games that the Rockets played against the Warriors, I mean, you would say, maybe James Harden shouldn't have won this award. But I think he should have won it because of what he did beforehand. Like, everything that he did before that, an amazing season. I mean, he was a finalist for the last 2 years, so I guess 3 times the charm for James Harden. I just wish this guy could have put together a better speech. I mean, you have to have an idea what you're going to say in case you win it. You got to rehearse it. You got to at least have some talking points. You got your mom up there. Like, that's what you do?
He kind of rambled a little bit and then ended it with a swag and walked off. That's what he said and walked off.
My guy looked like he was, like, at the end of a party saying thank you to everyone for coming. Like, that type of speech. Like, hey, he goes 6 man to MVP. Swag. Just, like, walked off the stage.
And they said, I'm going to get it next year, too, or something like that.
He goes, yo,
maybe you should think about getting a ring.
What did he say about his mom? It was, like, the shortest thing ever. It was like...
I thought at first it was cool that he brought his mom up, but he didn't even acknowledge her for the first, like, 2 minutes.
He was like, yo, that's my mom's.
Like, who's this woman standing next to you? Like, you...
and he kept saying, I'm not going to get emotional. I'm not going to get emotional. I'm like, why? Because Durant got emotional? Because
I think that's what he was referencing to.
Got emotional?
That's what he was referencing to because...
All three of these
guys. Did
Durant
bring his mom up, or he just talked about his mom?
He referenced her. Yeah, he talked about her.
Yeah. That is crazy though. Now that you think about it, just like the Thunder had 3 MVPs on that squad, bro, and they couldn't figure that shit out.
Messing up, man.
I mean, they gave up too quickly, and you know why too?
Serge.
Yes. Oh, let's put Serge part of this big 3. He's the future.
Honestly, do you know
big mistake
the Harden situation with that though? That was a $4 million decision by the Thunder. $4 million, not a year. $4 million extra that he wanted on his contract, and they wouldn't give it to him, so they traded him away. That's what it came down to.
That was the difference?
That's what it came down to.
I remember it was
and then
like,
they tried to
it was like 2 weeks into the season. It came out of nowhere.
No, it was before the season even started.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Must have been right before that. I
thought
it was like
right
the first
before
week.
Season. It was like a week before the season started, maybe even closer to it. But
okay.
They didn't play again because that was the year after they made the finals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when they lost, yeah. That was Harden's last season with the Thunder.
But I thought Dikembe's speech was good.
Yeah.
My man Dikembe Mutombo.
He may have talked a little too long.
I understood every third word he said.
I was going to say, how was that? How was that?
It was heartfelt.
I mean,
he was up there for like 9 minutes.
And you probably
it was about 7 minutes too long.
For a while.
Well, it's about 7 minutes too long. But well deserving. Not to knock the guy, he deserves the award.
Yeah. No, you gotta love yourself some Dikembe.
If you don't love Dikembe,
you gotta love Dikembe. No reason to not like that.
Fuck out.
Exactly.
So, fellas, last podcast before the epic day, July 1st.
Cha-ching!
Free agent season.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's officially free agent season. So what we're going to do is I'm going to rattle off some names.
Okay.
You two are going to tell me who's going where.
You're not going to say where you think it is?
And why. And I'll put in my 2 cents if I think what you're saying is ridiculous. How about that?
Boogie Cousins to Boston, baby.
That's ridiculous. There you go.
The 10th, 11th time you said that?
For the last 4 since the beginning of this podcast.
If that happened and there's no injuries, they would be like a lock to win the title. Yeah, I think they beat the Warriors.
They literally have no bench. They'd have no room for any bench.
That's true.
I don't think it's a problem.
All right, you know what? Let's start there. DeMarcus Cousins. Tim, you go.
Where do I think he's going?
Yeah.
I think he stays with the Pelicans, to be honest.
Wow.
But if you want me to make like a crazy prediction,
just say what you don't make shit up, man. Just fucking say what you think is actually going to happen.
I think he's going to stay with the Pelicans.
That's fine. Then you can keep it like that.
All right. Well, he's talking bold predictions. That's not a very bold. That's not a very bold
getting so
prediction.
defensive?
No, it's like you know what I actually think is this, but
he
if
said
you
bold
want me-
prediction.
If you want me to
but,
get crazy with
staying
it,
with the same team is not really a bold prediction.
All right, well,
so
what's your bold prediction then?
I don't really have one.
See what I mean,
Because
dude?
I think
See
he's
what
just
I mean?
staying with the Pelicans.
Mavs?
Mavs. That's what I got. I got Mavs. I got Dallas. I
You
think
he's gonna go to Dallas?
He's gonna replace Dirk. He's
Dallas
gonna
going to
replace
try
Dirk
to
as their
get
power forward
somebody.
in the
You know, Mark
They
Cuban's
got
on
him.
the phone.
They got
Dallas is going to be the biggest player with the non-LeBron James free agent.
Mentality, yeah.
The biggest. So I think Cousins or Capella probably will get some money from the Mavs.
All right, let's go
I'll
there.
agree with that. Yeah.
Clint Capella.
I think Clint could go.
I think
could go to
Clint. Yeah, I
Dallas.
think Clint goes to Dallas. I think DeMarcus stays put.
If you're the Mavs, do you want Capella or Cousins?
Capella.
What?
Really.
Yeah.
Why?
That would be Boogie Cousins' team though. He's not playing second fiddle to
Not
Anthony
to
Davis
Doncic
anymore.
or-
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
there's
he could
nobody
be.
on that
You're going to
team
get
that-
the Kings, DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, but
With Dirk there to mentor.
The history
Capella
of that
needs-
injury, though.
Capella needs someone who's going to be like finding him wide open. He can't really create his own
Yeah.
shot.
He suffered a torn Achilles, man.
Who?
Doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
Cousins?
Oh, you're talking about Cousins? Yeah, but you don't think he's going to come back and still be nice?
I mean, he'll be good. You don't think he'll be the same.
You
Big men do not come back the same after that injury.
Listen, if I'm
Dallas and I got a
if
fresh
I'm
start,
Cousins, I probably don't take like.
I'm going with Capella. I'm going with the guy with the high ceiling still above him.
Damn, no, Capella. I will make a bet right now.
They'd be one piece away.
Right now.
Maybe a couple.
You think they'd be
Capella.
one
Maybe a
piece
couple
away
pieces.
from what?
Maybe a couple
From
pieces.
what?
Did you
Making
just
the
say that
playoffs?
Capella
Contending.
will be better than?
Contending for what?
Just
For the championship?
for being in
You
the
put Capella
playoffs.
on the Mavericks right now. They're one person away from from contending for a championship.
Two players.
That was a quick 1 to
All
2.
right, Capella.
2 players is huge, bro.
Capella can't be your number one, but he
You
could be a number
think?
3.
Okay, so DeMarcus Cousins is probably your number one, bro.
Yeah, but DeMarcus Cousins for how long though? A couple of years, 3 years tops. He's not going to be the same player, Sean.
Yes, I think he will. I think you're going to see DeMarcus Cousins come back, and I think when did he go out? Mid-year. So
It was probably a little
by
past
mid-year
Little
this
past mid-year.
season, he'll be back to form. I mean, it's usually a 1-year injury. He'll be fine, bro.
I mean, he is nice.
DeMarcus Cousins,
It's
you
nice.
got a core of Doncic,
Hey,
Dennis Smith Jr.
You got to see what Doncic does first.
Doncic will be nice. Doncic, Dennis Smith Jr., Harrison Barnes, DeMarcus Cousins. Now that team is one piece away.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
not
how many?
Capella
Capella on that same
'Cause
squad
Capella
minus
can't play
DeMarcus
offense
Cousins.
unless
said
he's
you
getting-
need 2 people.
Unless he's getting an oop from Chris Paul or James
I
Harden.
said
right at the
one
rim.
or 2, man. 2 players away for Capella.
With Capella.
With Capella.
And also
what kind
too,
of players?
Also,
like,
too?
like
Oh, you need
like
to improve that
all-stars?
wing. I'm sorry.
2 all-stars?
I'm sorry, Harrison Barnes. I don't know if he's cutting it.
Barnes is fine as like a
You're stuck.
best player on the
You're
team.
stuck with him at this point. So you have to beefing up that backcourt. Give Smith Jr. A running mate.
Yeah, no. DeMarcus Cousins just needs a point guard, bro. You see every time.
Look
he has
out for
a point
Klay,
guard,
by the way. He'll be hunting for Klay next season.
year?
Yeah,
Man, I love Klay, man.
yeah. Where Klay goes next year is gonna be very interesting. How many
It
teams
is, yeah.
pounce on him?
I don't think he'll stay with the Warriors. I
No.
think he's going to want
No,
to
they
prove
get-
himself. He's going to get.
He wants to prove himself, and he's
possibly
gonna get
another
that
ring
money.
next year.
He's gonna get paid.
And then he's going to want to show the world like I'm more than just a shooter.
But here's my thing: if the Mavericks can get Cousins, maybe it's not this year.
It has to be this year. But they gonna trade for him?
I'm
after he
saying
signs
that
the deal?
they're a true contender.
Oh, yeah.
But you get Cousins, you let him rehab, and then you see what happens next year in free agency too, or in a trade. Like you can build around that core. I would
like
much
Capella-
rather because Capella, you're gonna
can't-
overpay for Capella, bro.
Yeah, you can't.
You're gonna They're probably gonna make around nearly amount the
because
same.
you remember that was a big rumor with the Suns, like take Doncic and try to get Capella, and I was like, I don't want that. Like I don't want Capella because all he can do is he's good defensively, obviously, but he can't do anything offensively, and he's one of those guys we were talking about earlier. He's not a great free throw shooter,
Yeah, he's very limited.
so
Yeah.
you got to take him out at the end of games, right?
Yep.
All right, let's stick with big man. In light of the
My man,
unexpected trade from Doc Rivers, trading his own son
Oh,
over to the
Gortat.
Washington Wizards.
somebody forgot to take the garbage out, dude.
dude.
Somebody wasn't doing his chores.
I wonder if this conversation happened on Father's Day because I would like to think that the news, the way we found out, wasn't the same way that Austin Rivers found out he's going to get traded. Like I wanted to know that Doc had a one-on-one with him.
Oh, he had to have
before the news.
He had to have
before the news broke.
You know what? You know what it probably was? Like Doc was probably always like, "Yo, Austin, if you keep playing that stupid Fortnite game, I'm gonna trade your ass." And then he kept saying it. I'm serious. I'll trade you. Stop playing that game. And then all of a sudden, like he's like, "You know what? I had enough." Just calls up fucking Washington. Yeah, Gortat, that's fine. Austin, get out of here. Take your Fortnite game with you.
Doc just looked at it and was like, I gave you a crazy contract that I shouldn't have given you, and I only gave it to you because you're my son. And now I'm done with you."
Yeah, I'm literally losing all credibility as a coach because of you.
He that's when people started doubting him.
Gave him that contract. Chris Paul left because of you.
That had a lot to do with it.
Every ex-Clipper has kind of trashed on him.
Yeah.
We had to trade Blake Griffin because of you.
Blake Griffin trashed on. Didn't Blake Griffin trash on him?
Yeah,
right.
He took a couple shots
in on him.
Well, he took shots after he got traded because he was just
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
I thought I was part of this future.
They're like, yo, Austin Rivers, man, that dude's garbage, man. He wouldn't be in the league if it weren't for his pops.
Well, yeah,
that's right.
That's definitely true.
Yeah, it is. All right. So with that being said, with Gortat getting traded to the Clippers, does that mean no chance for DeAndre Jordan to stay put? If so, where's he headed?
Jordan, unrestricted?
Yes.
I would say Celtics.
They don't have enough space.
They didn't get Robert Williams.
They don't have no space.
I think Williams would be good.
Let's just put this out there. Any of these big name guys, the Celtics do not have money for.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do not.
Celtics will be signing about a week and a half into the free
money situation.
So here's my thing on Jordan. The Mavericks
do you think they would
wanted
take
him.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think that's why they're looking at Capella
what do you mean
and
they
not
wanted
DeAndre
him?
Jordan. They had. So you can basically cross them off the list. Like they're going to be a player in free agency. You can cross them off the list. I truthfully think that DeAndre Jordan is going to go, for some reason, Portland just screams out
that would be a good
a spot for DeAndre Jordan. It's like a funky hipster town. He's got that hipster vibe, and plus Nurkic is a restricted free agent. How much you want to pay him? I mean, he is the best end game interview in the league, but I think you'd rather take.
I think maybe the
Wizards take Jordan.
Had Jordan in mind trading Gordon.
Could be.
Away. He could be a good fit in Washington. They don't. Who do they have a center now? Who's
their
center now?
Or truthfully, I mean, you got to look at the New York Knicks. They want to spend money.
That's true.
They want to maybe put him next to Porzingis, figure out what they can do in the backcourt. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would make some type of sense.
You got to remember, Porzingis is out till what, All-Star break?
Yeah.
Right. How old is Jordan?
He turns 30 next month, actually.
All right, so
same age.
Again, I don't know the whole money situation, but my boys, my sons, they're getting rid of Len. All right, that's going to happen within the next week or two. They're going to release Len.
Still got Chandler.
That's what I know he's getting a lot, so I'm trying to get rid. If they can somehow get rid of him, I would love to see Jordan come to the Suns and be a little mentor to Ayton for a couple of years. He said he's 30, so maybe 2 or 3 years, and then Ayton set after that.
He's probably going to sign a 4-year deal, man.
I'll take him for 4 years. All right, have him and
that
Ayton.
Tyson Chandler money, same shit. Put it in 2 years. You're going to be like
that was like that pool holes thing we were just talking about. We've been regretting that Tyson Chandler money. We've been regretting that for about 2 years now.
No, let's be honest. You haven't been regretting anything. It's just been contract money. It's not like you're going to sign a free agent anyways.
That's true. That's true. But still,
it's the fucking Suns.
Get rid of that dude and Dudley.
Not Dudley.
Garbage ass Dudley. Yeah. All right, who's next on the list?
All right, next on the list.
All right.
What do you know? Jordan's going to the Suns. Let's see who else is going to go to the Suns today since Tim's on.
The former dunk champion, Aaron Gordon's on the list.
Who cares? He's not a big free agent.
Hey, come on, man. He put up 18 and 8 last year.
Wow.
Yeah, he put up 18 and 8 last year.
There has been talk
on the Magic.
There has been talk about him going to the Suns. I don't know if I really want him.
No, you don't want him. He's the most overrated player in the NBA.
Yeah. Well, the Suns have a little money to spend, not a whole lot, but yeah. I mean,
I'd
he
rather
could be in the price
get
range,
a good
though.
point guard, a good free agent point guard than Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon is gonna probably go to the Hornets.
Okay,
interesting.
Or the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets. Aaron Gordon is the biggest Brooklyn. It's the biggest thing. He's going to make $25 million.
He would be great, yeah. And he'd be an attraction in New York.
I mean, the Nets are carving out space, especially for next year. So If
Maybe
they
they
can get
don't
somebody
waste
this
it. Maybe
year
they
and
don't
then
waste
add
it.
somebody the
I mean,
following
he's still
year.
That would
young,
be the
too.
biggest
He's probably
Nets move.
got to be only 23, 24 maybe at most, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Knicks too. I think those desperate franchises be on Aaron Gordon.
All right, what about Chris Paul? Is he going to stay put? What do you
I
guys
think
think?
he's staying in Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
I swear I heard a couple
Well,
days
wait.
ago that he confirmed that he was staying in Houston.
Yeah, but why is he's not about signing anything less than max money. So
Yeah, that's
they
what I'm
obviously
saying.
can't give him that. So I don't get how.
I think at this point he wants a ring and he's trying to recruit LeBron over there.
So if he's trying to recruit LeBron,
But that's a
then
comment.
he's taking less money than the max.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But see,
He's going to take about $17 million.
But that's so
And you
complicated
think
for them.
about
They
that
need
with
to
him,
they need to shed cap
with
space,
him in
though.
Game 6 or 7, they could have made the finals.
Yeah.
So even without
shit.
LeBron, they could contend for a title.
That was the weirdest series of all time.
It was very weird. It was very weird. After Game 1, I thought it was going to be a
done.
4 or 5 game series. And then the
I
Rockets
didn't
come
think
back
that.
and
I said don't sleep on the Rockets, and then Chris Paul got injured and messed up my plans. I said just force
I
that
didn't
Game
see-
7.
honestly,
and you don't
yeah,
know who's
I
going to
didn't
win
see that happening at all. I said 5 games, Warriors, like easy 5 games, maybe like up 3-0 and then lose Game 4 because they're not trying.
Yeah.
All right, what about Paul George though? Is he going to stay with Oklahoma City?
No. Nope. All
right, where's he going?
He's going to L.A.
Yeah, he's going to LA.
Dude, he's an L.A. boy. It's 100% his choice.
It
right?
could be the Clippers though.
No,
Just kidding.
the Clippers are going to be back to the old Clipper way.
Clippers signing.
I wish
Paul
people
George.
saw Tim's face when he said that. He's
The
like,
Clippers are
absolutely
going to
not.
go back to their old Clipper way for the next 10 years. They're just going to be irrelevant.
Donald
for the
Sterling
next
coming
10
back,
years.
baby.
But how does Doc Rivers
Don't bring them to the games.
Who's the Clippers' best player
the
right
one
now?
guy that was so against the rebuild? How did he find himself
Who's
in
the
this situation?
Clippers' best player right now?
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No,
Tobias
it
Harris.
is because Avery Bradley's an unrestricted free agent.
Oh, I forgot he's on the Clippers.
Yeah.
DeAndre Jordan's an unrestricted free agent.
yeah.
You trade Austin Rivers.
Yeah.
Your best player is Tobias
The
Harris.
fact that Austin Rivers is even in that discussion as the best player on a team.
He was a top 4 player on that team. last year.
Yeah, I know. that's terrible.
Tim's like, I'm hip. I know.
Lou Williams is gone.
That team. I think they're
Shambles.
They're going to be fighting for that number 1 pick for the next. They're
7
probably
years.
going to get a couple number 1 picks and probably fuck it up.
All right, let's end it with this
for
one.
the
then.
next couple of years.
Let's end it with
Bunch of
this
years.
one. LeBron James,
Wait, we got to
Final
talk about
prediction.
some former Celtics too, man. We got to talk about some former Celtics.
former Celtics.
LeBron.
All right, I'll give you the floor in a little bit. LeBron James, here we go.
I think it's between staying in Cleveland or L.A. I don't think he's going to Philly. I don't think he's going to Houston.
Does he go
Houston,
to LA?
Houston would be.
I don't think he goes to LA.
I think Houston would be a third, some not distant, but a third for me, and then LA would be a pretty distant fourth.
I think LeBron sits this year out, bro.
You're joking, right?
No.
Why the hell would he sit out, man? He's 33 years old. Is he gonna pull a Jordan and go play in the freaking NFL or something? Go play for the Browns for a year?
Yeah. I legitimately don't think there's a good fit for him in the NBA. I think he's going to sit this one out.
Well, I'll say this.
He's going to be like, figure
all
yourselves
this-
out. I'll come be back next year.
I think all
Be
this
back next
Philly
year.
talk is just like ridiculous. I think he'd be a terrible fit in Philly. Like, what's Ben Simmons going to do with LeBron? He can't shoot. Like,
you gotta trade
like,
him. That's what you gotta do.
You think they would trade Ben Simmons to
If
get LeBron
I'm
in?
Philly, well, first of all, I'm trying to see what LeBron thinks about playing with Kawhi Leonard. After that's figured out,
If they,
I'm trading Ben Simmons.
that team would be
for
a
Kawhi
problem.
Leonard.
Whatever team, if they were teammates, I don't even care who would be their surrounding. Kawhi and LeBron on the same team would be a problem.
It's
Like a good in a good way.
it's the biggest nightmare for any team facing them.
especially the Warriors, because them two together with
You
any
got-
type of supporting cast.
You got two closers.
Could contend with them.
You got the best two-way player. You got Joel Embiid still there.
Oh well, Kawhi's not going to Philly.
That's what I'm saying right
Oh,
now.
you're trying to
trade
say
Ben
Ben
Simmons?
Simmons for? Oh, okay.
If I'm Philly,
The
I
Spurs
would
might
trade
do that.
Ben
The
Simmons.
Spurs might
I would
do
trade
that.
Ben
Okay,
Simmons
I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying
for
now.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, that's
You wouldn't
the
do
first
that?
time I've heard that. But they would have to have LeBron before they can propose.
That's what I'm saying. LeBron would have to be
But
all
he
in
did-
about
didn't-
playing with
I think
Kawhi.
he said like he's going to make his decision by July 4th.
Yeah, I think you'll see. You'll know where Kawhi's going before
No,
LeBron makes his decision.
I think I saw something that LeBron's going to make his decision.
I think
by July 4th.
You'll know. I think probably Kawhi says like, okay, here's the deal. Trade me before the 4th, or I will sit this year out. I will do the same thing I did last year. I'll play with you guys and leave for nothing. Nothing. You know what I mean?
Quick thing to go back to Paul George. What it really pisses me off is this whole ESPN thing that they're doing. This three episode series like following Paul George's life. Like, get the fuck out of here. Who was Paul George to do that to? What has he done?
It's a great documentary.
Shut the fuck up.
He's got 2 first names, bro.
That is true. I'll give you that.
Why is that relevant?
But like, if you're gonna say about LeBron when he did the decision before he won a ring, and everybody's like, "Who are you? You didn't even win a ring." What has Paul George done to deserve a three-part series on ESPN?
Especially after the year he just turned in in Oklahoma City.
What is that?
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, "Are you fucking joking me? Come on, man. You ain't Jordan.
I think so. So if Paul George goes to LA, that shoe has to drop first. If Paul George
that's
is in
still
LA,
not enough.
If Paul
LeBron James or
so
Paul
you said
George not
Paul
going to win
George
championship.
needs to be the first step to LA for them to get Kawhi and LeBron, or LeBron or Kawhi.
I don't think it's even. I don't even think it's Kawhi. I think that's the easy answer. I think like
no, they're not trading with the Lakers.
If LeBron goes, maybe you can get. I don't know. Like
it had to be Chris Paul.
I mean, the thing is,
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, to
that's
back
why
what
the
you
Chris
just
Paul
said about LeBron sitting out a year.
That's why the Chris Paul signing is so important to figure out where he's going. Because as soon as that shoe drops, then everything will probably work itself out.
But I'm saying they could trade Lonzo Ball for like an okay veteran, like a borderline all-star. You know what I mean? On like a bad team. I'm trying to figure out who that player is, but like he's out there. I mean, someone's out there.
The Lakers, I think, are guaranteed a year away from getting Kawhi. Because when Kawhi becomes a free agent, he's so open about playing in L.A., he's going to go to Lakers next year.
So you think regardless of where he plays this year or the year coming up that he's going to go there?
The only reason I might think LeBron will go to L.A., even without Kawhi this year, is him like maybe having a little phone call with Kawhi and Kawhi being like, yes, I'm definitely going to the Lakers next year. And he'll play a year in L.A. without Kawhi, and then next year they're just going to be discussed, or the year after next year.
Like, do you think that if you're LA, you would trade Lonzo Ball for Dennis Schroeder?
No. Well, maybe. Yeah. Like Lonzo Ball sucks.
Yes. No, but I'm saying, would the Hawks are in rebuild mode? I would take Schroeder.
I thought about that for a second.
Schroeder
I said that
play.
It was crazy, but like, yeah, Lonzo's nothing special.
Schroeder can play. No, Schroeder can play. Like you get a legitimate point guard.
They're actually very similar. Yeah.
No, Schroeder's way better than Lonzo Ball.
Right now, yeah.
Way
better. It's on his last year of his deal, though.
Way better?
Way better.
Yes.
Way better? Like,
way better.
He's not, like, great. Like, Lonzo Ball still put up decent numbers for a rookie last year.
No, he didn't.
But
he
Schroeder
sucked.
put up good numbers.
Dude, he put up like 10.
Schroeder
decent. Schroeder put up good
Schroeder
numbers.
was on a shitty team, and he was by far the best player on that team. And additionally, when they were good, he was the X factor on that team.
He was, yeah. But he was also the third or fourth best player when they were good.
Right.
Right?
Fourth best player, probably. Fifth.
And I would
Fifth
say it's
best
easier
player
to put up the numbers that he put up as the best player on the team than Lonzo as like the third or fourth best player on the Lakers.
No, man. I think I'm just thinking about point guards. Like if you're the Lakers, you're trying to build a super team, right? You can get LeBron and Paul George. You have whoever your draft picks were this year. I forget. They didn't do very well. Mo Wagner, Wagner, whatever the fuck his name is.
Wagner.
Yeah, Tim corrected me on text message.
Yeah, he corrected both of us.
Like an idiot.
Messing up the Michigan names, man.
I'm saying you want to build that team. You can convince Randall to stay.
Watch your mouth.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You could if LeBron wanted to go to LA and Paul George already is signed there, you can build that team. I think you could. You could build that team, bring in pieces.
With Paul George and LeBron?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
You could build a legitimate team. I don't know if you're in year one going to go head-to-head against the Warriors, but we just talked about Klay Thompson probably going to leave the Warriors next year, right?
But that's the thing. You have to wait.
They also have to figure out Draymond Green, right? So, like, LeBron's going to be in Space Jam mode this year, bro. Yeah. Like, that's why I think he may sit out the year. Like, he may go, how much are you paying me for Space Jam? $50 million? You know what? I'll do a Jordan, and then we can do this thing.
How
next year.
important do you
Shit,
think
that's really happening, right? The Space Jam thing, the
Toon
sequel?
Squad.
It is. Yeah.
Geez.
How important do you think LeBron's finals streak is to him? Because if that's important, I don't think he goes to the West.
I think
don't
at
think he goes to the
at
Lakers.
this point, it's more of a burden than anything.
You think so?
And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's
I would
another
agree.
reason why I think
I can see that.
if he sits out this year and he plays for the Toon Squad,
Stop saying that. It's not happening.
if he's just solely in on the Toon Squad, I wouldn't be surprised because it's like, oh, you know what? He missed a year, but he wasn't even playing. Next year he comes back, signs with the Lakers. Paul George, they have some young developing talent. All of a sudden, you see it.
Did you say nut? You said nut.
Some nut.
You said
What?
some nut young.
He said it by mistake. He did say it.
Oh, I was thinking about Wagner's nuts. No, man.
All right,
I
let's
said,
get back. Hold on, let's get back to the Philly scenario, though. Come on, are you telling me this is not possible, though? Come on.
I mean, it's possible. Any of the teams that are
No, I'm saying,
talked about.
but
with
if
LeBron,
you're
it's
San
possible.
Antonio, because let's face it, San Antonio, they're not going to just trade Kawhi to trade Kawhi. Like they're going to make sure they get full value.
But if I'm
from
Honestly,
this
if
team.
I'm
that's
San
the
Antonio,
first thing
I'm
that
asking for Embiid, dude. I'm not taking Simmons. I'm taking
They're not gonna
Embiid.
trade Embiid.
They're not going to trade him.
Then I shut the door.
They just locked him into a brand new deal.
I shut the door. I don't.
You don't think
I got something better.
Because
I don't want Simmons.
Popovich and the Spurs said that they're not trading him to the West. So
That narrows it down.
seeing that the
to-
Sixers
yeah.
will not trade Embiid, Simmons is the best player they'll probably be able to get if they can even get him. Right?
Oh no, well he'd have to be in it if we're not talking Embiid. One of those guys is going to
Embiid
San Antonio.
The Sixers are not going to trade Embiid.
Right, I
yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is
They could trade Simmons if you have Kawhi. On
No,
the
they
other
don't wanna
side of it.
trade
Even
Simmons
with
either. They just
Kawhi
went
though,
to
I
the-
don't think they're going to trade.
what I'm
they wouldn't
thinking.
trade
What
Embiid.
I'm thinking is Simmons, Covington, and if you can, try to keep Sarge out of it. That's gonna be the hard part
Yeah,
because
yeah, no.
you want Sarge
Sarge
as a
is good.
shooter.
Sarge is good,
You
yeah.
want him as a shooter around LeBron to
No,
complement
he's
him.
not going to Philly, man. I don't think it makes sense.
It does.
I
I
don't.
don't think it makes sense either.
Hey, but you know what I was
Simmons
just
would have
thinking
to be
about?
out. Simmons would have to go somewhere for LeBron to go to the because
You know-
what would Simmons do with LeBron?
But that's what I'm
would
saying.
do?
Simmons will go to San
Yeah,
Antonio.
that's what I'm saying,
You get
but I
Kawhi,
don't
and then
see
you
that
get
happening.
LeBron James.
No,
and you
realistically
can
see
still
that
bring back.
happening.
You can still bring back JJ on short money.
Dude, I think that's like
JJ Redick.
I am all for like the long shot, but like at the same time, you're Philly. You are at the point where you're like, we could sign LeBron, but we also have something going on here. You know what I mean? Like we have Simmons,
For
we
a-
have
for a
Embiid.
long time.
Like we don't need to blow this up. So like, yeah, great. Kawhi on the last year of his deal. No guarantee he's going to sign there. LeBron probably only going to sign a 1-year deal. That's what LeBron does. Do you give up Simmons, a guy that's going to be your future, and Embiid, and like that's your core, and it obviously worked this year. Do you blow that up for one guaranteed
Did it
year?
obviously work after the Celtics beat the shit out of them?
No, it did because no. But let's be honest. Let's be
Without
honest.
their two best players.
Well, let's
like,
be honest though. The Sixers weren't
They weren't expected to do it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know
but
what's another wild card
hold on,
too,
but
though?
do you really think that LeBron James would just do 1 year and then give up? Like LeBron doesn't do that.
No,
If
LeBron
LeBron
has-
gets close,
LeBron
which he
has-
will get close with Kawhi Leonard.
LeBron has a
and
player option every
Embiid.
single year in his contract.
No, I get that, but my point is, if you have those weapons that you haven't had in a long time, Kawhi Leonard and Embiid, he's not going to just take one crack at it.
Yeah, but
he's going to take more than one.
if you're
and
looking-
and he's going to convince
No.
Kawhi Leonard to do the same thing that he's been doing. Take another year with an option. Take another year with an option. Let's try to make at least 2 runs at it, and then we
I
can go
think
from
LeBron
there. And
looks
if you're
at
Philadelphia,
it-
you
No.
get 2
Here's a
years out of
legitimate
it.
question that
It's
I
worth
have.
it.
No.
This
If
is like
you're
a real
Philly,
question
If
it's
you're
worth
Philly?
it. Yes.
This is
Do you think Ben Simmons is that good?
No, I just think that you
I
can't
don't
give
think
up
Ben.
on it.
I think Ben Simmons. I don't think he's that good.
I think
If
he's good.
I don't think he. First of all, I think he's shooting with the wrong hand. I don't even think he's lefty.
It makes
This dude's
no
dunking with
sense
his right
that he
hand all the
shoots
time.
with his
That's
left.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
he throws the ball with his right.
he throws it. Yeah, right. Because I was at that game 5 when he threw the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what makes you think you're a lefty?
But
Like,
here's the thing: if he's a lefty shooter, don't you think he's tried with his right hand and is probably atrocious?
well, then that's even kind of proving our point even more because then he can't develop a shot. Then if he's already trying with both hands,
It's not happening.
Like-
Okay, he can be a playmaker all he wants, and it's impressive. I give it to him. He's a really good
He is,
playmaker.
yeah.
But he's
he
never
serves a
going.
role.
He's not going to be a shooter.
You run into a
He's
team
not
like
going to be a
the
He's a
closer.
better Rondo.
You run into a great defensive
big
team.
Rondo.
They're going to find a scheme to beat you, just like the freaking Celtics.
No, but
they embarrassed
Celtics
the hell out of
exposed
it.
him.
They
Here's
embarrassed the hell
the
out of
thing.
it.
He was
though, here's
exposed
the thing,
against the
though.
Celtics.
No, it's not that it's not that Ben Simmons isn't going to be good because I think he's going to be really good.
No,
but he's not the best player on the team. He's not your go-to offensive.
Well, yeah,
like,
right now
you need,
he's not the best on their
You
team.
need someone that, other than just shooters, they just surrounded them with fucking Redick, Bellinelli, and Ilyasov.
Embiid is the best player on the Sixers.
They need Kawhi is what they need.
No, what? Okay, here's one thing. Here's one little wild card.
How are they going to get Kawhi without trading Simmons?
That's what I'm saying.
You're not
I would
gonna
trade Simmons for Kawhi.
No, I wouldn't. Here, if I'm the
Simmons,
Sixers,
Covington,
I don't know if I'm doing that. Just
Simmons,
because-
Covington, throwing Holmes just to fill in the cap space.
No, man, that's
Future first rounders all day.
okay.
There you go.
Let me ask you
Get
this.
it done.
Let me ask you this.
Depends on-
Real talk. Who is going to be the better NBA player, Simmons or Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown.
I'd probably say Brown.
Really?
Yes. What did I
He's
say?
just
What did I
like-
say last week? He's going to make a
I just
handful
don't
of All-Star
believe-
games.
I just don't believe
well, so
in
will
players
Simmons
like
too, but
guards.
it's
who can't
close.
shoot. I don't believe in guards that can't
In
shoot.
today's NBA, forget it.
So because
You're not a
again,
number one. You're not a closer if you
Simmons,
can't shoot.
Simmons is going to put up numbers and do crazy things against mediocre to bad teams. Once you run into a good team, you can come up with schemes to beat a guard who can't shoot the ball.
Sean, who's a better shooter,
Like-
Jaylen Brown or Ben Simmons?
That's not even a question.
Who's going to be the better shooter? Right? You know what I mean? Like, it comes down to shooting. In today's NBA, you have to be able to knock down shots.
All right, fine. Who's the better distributor?
Well,
That's Simmons.
Who's the better playmaker?
Simmons?
Who's the better ball handler? Who's the better defender?
Ooh, nice question.
No, Jaylen Brown is not a good defender. Okay,
Why do you hate Jaylen Brown? You hate on him so much.
I'm
man.
just saying he's not a good defender.
He wants him traded. He didn't want him drafted in the first place.
Here's my thing on Jaylen
He
Brown.
hates his
You said
hair.
rookie season was
He hates
garbage.
his shorts.
Here's my thing on Jaylen Brown. I
hates
think
his face.
what we saw in the playoffs. What we saw is the playoffs. What we saw in the playoffs is the best Jaylen Brown's going to be. He has reached his ceiling this year.
How do you even say that? It's his
do you
second
really think
season.
so? Yeah.
And he's made tremendous strides between year one and year
You
two.
went from
All right,
what, 7
I'm not-
points a
I'm
game
not-
to what, 17, 16?
Look, if this was year 5, okay. We just saw year 2. How do you come off with that?
I don't know. Either way, back to the LeBron thing.
I mean,
back to the LeBron thing.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on, real quick. The one wild card in this LeBron thing is Kemba Walker, too.
Ooh.
Because there's a lot of talk about them trying to unload Kemba Walker. So when I say Schroeder, maybe
I
it's not
think-
Schroeder. Maybe it's Kemba Walker.
I think
that comes back
next
on
year's
Lonzo Ball.
next year free agency class is
I was
almost
gonna
more
ask you guys a question.
more intriguing than this year's. If you
like a
think
real
about it.
question that I want both of your legitimate answers. I think LeBron wants to stay in Cleveland, but he needs to recruit people to come there, or else he's not going to stay. Is there anybody who you think he can actually recruit to come to Cleveland that will make him stay there?
There's no space.
There's no space,
That's the
and
problem.
nobody's taking Tristan
Because
Thompson's
they,
contract.
like, what,
Nobody's
overpaid
taking
JR
J.R.
and, like-
Smith's contract. Those
Tristan
contracts
Thompson's making
are-
$20 million.
They
Dude,
have
that's
J.R.
just-
Smith's making
they
16.
have
Cleveland.
three of the
And
worst
just
contracts
Cavs,
in the
just
NBA.
Cleveland
Yeah.
sports overall. Why are they so
Yeah,
stupid?
you're right. They have some of the worst contracts in the
No,
NBA.
no,
That's what I'm saying.
literally. What's the worst contract
if-
in the NBA? Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson.
If they
By far the
didn't-
worst contract in the
Yeah.
NBA.
If they didn't get LeBron, what would the Cavs have ever done in the history of the Cleveland Cavaliers? Like, you had what? Mark Price was like your best player before LeBron.
And then you traded away his
Because
best.
I really-
but that's the
I
thing, though.
really do
They
think
traded
he
away
wants
his
to
best.
stay there.
They traded away his best sidekick in Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
and it was just,
because Kyrie
it's-
wanted out. I mean, so that's.
Yeah, I know. I
That's-
get.
I think I put
I
that
get
more
that.
on LeBron than
yeah,
Cleveland.
but you didn't replace him.
They tried to.
They never replaced that production.
But then LeBron fucked up with Isaiah too, and obviously Isaiah's not Kyrie, but that was the closest they could get to him.
Yeah.
And I think LeBron fucked that up too. So part of it I would put on LeBron. Like, great players don't want to play with him because he knows he's the best in the world. He plays like it, which, I mean, I guess he should, but you're going to need, especially in today's NBA, you're going to need another great player like a Kyrie to win a championship. And I don't think any top tier player wants to play with LeBron right now.
No, I think they want to play with LeBron, just not in Cleveland.
Not in Cleveland. That's kind of That's
That's a good way to put it.
yeah.
Not
you
going
really,
there.
you really nailed that one, John.
Yeah, no, that was
good call. Good job.
So yeah, because don't you think he wants to stay in Cleveland realistically
Of course,
for his legacy,
Win
and,
one for the
so
land.
people can't
win
keep
a second
being like,
one.
you got to keep leaving places to find rings.
Win
He
a-
did
win
this
a-
shit to himself, bro. He did all of this to himself.
That's what I'm
Win a
just
second
that's
one
what
for
I was
the
just
land.
saying. Because Kyrie just that's all on LeBron, right? Like Kyrie just didn't want to play with LeBron.
It's sort of on Kyrie too.
Well, I guess
They go hand in hand.
they do, yeah. They do, yeah.
Like they both
do
couldn't
go hand in
coexist,
hand.
right?
Yeah,
Like that's
LeBron James never gave this dude props
Any credit
for hitting that
And
shot.
then-
That's what gets me.
yeah. And then he
For that
leaves,
shot
and then he
specifically,
leaves.
Never
and
brought
then
it up
he's-
once.
He just keeps subtly just like putting jabs on him, like calling him the kid. And like, oh, the kid just, you made a decision. The kid this, the kid that. It's like, yo,
I gave the kid the
shut
keys.
up. You have a ring on your finger because of Kyrie.
the only reason
Like,
you won one for Cleveland.
Right?
Seriously, I just couldn't get over the fact. I'll never forget after the Game 7 where they won, and every interview he did was, "Oh man, I work so hard for this. Oh, I try so hard for this. Oh, I'm the
like,
one in the gym.
But
all
I'm
the
gonna
time."
make sure that people know
it's
that I won
post-game
this.
Not only
interviews.
that, but
After
it's like Kyrie Irving just hit the biggest shot in Cavaliers in the history of your franchise. Why
one of the biggest
aren't you
shots
talking,
in NBA history.
Why aren't you talking about Kyrie Irving?
And Kyrie should
But
have
he
been
always
finals
does
MVP.
that. Like, think about after Game 1 against the Pacers this year. He goes into the press conference like, how worried are you? How worried are you, LeBron? Man, I've been down 3-1 in the finals before. I'm not worried. I can get out of this. Like, yo, you have teammates. Like,
In other words,
like-
I don't know about these other dudes.
yeah,
but
like it's just I everything. Like,
Well, I mean, this year, realistically, I
Yes,
don't know.
but
Rodney Hood ain't anything to talk about.
well, I think Rodney Hood should have got more time. I'm not saying he's that great, but like he
You're
should
one
have
of those
played
guys,
more.
huh?
He should have
Jesus.
played more.
No,
I'm
he
not saying-
shouldn't
I'm
have.
not- What do you mean? No, he shouldn't have.
I mean,
The
what else are
dude
you
was
gonna
a
do?
zero.
You have to shake it up. I mean,
They already shook
I'm not-
it up.
I'm not
Jeff
saying-
Green
I'm not
was
saying they
playing
would've-
meaningful minutes on this team, guys.
Yeah, but I'm not
They
saying.
tried
Yeah,
Jordan.
time out.
hey,
Don't
Jeff
try to make
Green.
it look like I'm saying Rodney Hood would have won them the championship. I'm
Hey,
just
Jeff-
saying he should have got more minutes.
Jeff
he
Green
shoulda
was
got-
balling, man.
Yeah.
What do you
Looking forward to
mean?
this year's Cavs team, they legitimately have 2 max deals in
they're
these
so
following
screwed.
in the
Actually,
following
what I said about the Clippers earlier, that's probably
in,
gonna be the
in the
Cavs,
following
actually.
3 players.
Like,
They have about $50 million tied up in Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith, and Jordan Clarkson. That is who they're paying $50 million to.
Jordan Clarkson, God, he sucks.
Yeah. Never mind Kevin Love, who is the most probably
man.
overpaid all-star. I mean, most overrated player. Well, actually, if LeBron leaves, you're going to see Kevin
He's
Love.
gonna go back to his Timberwolves.
and
days,
he'll
yeah.
be good. He'll be good.
on a terrible team.
He'll
Just like he was on the Timberwolves.
he'll be like he'll be like, damn it, again, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm averaging 20 and 20 again, and now
like-
we won 14 games.
Yeah.
They just go out and sign fucking Troy Daniels,
What are they gonna?
Wally Zerbiak signed it.
They go switch the LeBron sign outside with Troy Daniels.
Yeah.
That's like,
Sean, you want
what
to
will
bring
they
up?
do? What do they do with that wall? With that huge ass LeBron wall?
I mean, they gotta take it
outside
down.
of the stadium.
You gotta
What are
take
they
it down
gonna put
again.
there instead? Just the big Cavalier C?
Probably.
No, it's just
That's what I see.
It's just Kevin Love just making a
Like
face
Love.
like it's just Kevin Love making a face like, I don't know, man. You can watch if you want, but I mean, we're gonna suck. So that's what it says.
Hey, but
it's
I'll
like,
be good
hey,
for 20 rebounds a night.
Nah. He'll be like, yo, tickets start at $12. Come check us out.
he's like pointing out like
Check us
$12
out.
bucks, like, whoa, $12 only.
He's got a 10 and 2 singles, like in the picture, holding it up. That's all you need.
First 1,000 fans get a Kevin Love jersey.
He's like, I'll get more rebounds than your ticket cost.
He goes, yo, after the game, you have to come on the court and shoot around with
What's that
us.
thing from Superbad?
That's new
no,
promotion.
Superbad.
To be a Cleveland sports fan.
The Will Ferrell movie. What does it give away?
Oh, the Tropic
Tropic-
Thunder?
No.
Oh,
That one- which one are you talking about?
corn dogs.
That's how they're going to get him. They're going to get free corn dogs if they score 100 points.
Not even. For them, it'd be like 90.
Yeah,
90
well,
points.
Score 90
yeah,
points.
but I was
hit
gonna
corn
say
dogs.
they ain't gonna give away many corn dogs if it's 100 points.
Yeah, you just hire Will Ferrell for the season 2 to just run around like the dude from that movie.
dressed up in semi-pro.
Exactly.
the tropics uniform.
You think what's their Dan Gilbert? You think that he's gonna put out another notice? Oh, we're gonna win a ring before LeBron does.
Nah, he ain't saying
Like,
shit.
dog.
He's in the back chilling. He's like, hey, at least we got one. We got one. Fuck it.
All right.
It was fun while it lasted. All right, yeah, you said two
got
former Celtics
two.
you want to get into.
We got two.
yeah. Who we got?
Unrestrict those. Unrestrict those.
I know one of them. What's the
This
other one?
was the year that we were looking at as Celtics fans to say, what are we going to do? You got Marcus Smart coming up.
Oh,
You got Isaiah Thomas coming up. You got Avery
Is Isaiah
Bradley
free
coming
agent?
up all in the same year. What are we going to
Isaiah's
pick?
a free agent?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the whole
Where?
thing.
So
All I know
His contract
is
year.
Isaiah Thomas, first off, where does he go? And how much does he make?
that's a great
How
question.
much
'cause,
does he make?
I mean, he had the one great season in Boston in between a pretty bad season last year and
No. When he was
Like-
in Boston, he was a max player in my eyes.
yeah.
2 years in a row, he's a max player.
If he were a free agent last year, he would be getting max money. Not this year though. He's going to the Clippers.
Hey,
I don't know.
hey,
I think the Lakers will get rid of him just because
I'm not
think the
against
Lakers
that.
kind of
That could happen.
I think the Lakers
Really?
kind of believe.
Doc Rivers? You kidding me? Doc Rivers would be all over somewhere like Isaiah. Get him for cheap.
I think
build him back up
Yeah.
for next 2-3 years.
Because I mean, he's proven himself that
Yeah.
that
He's
if
going
you
to
have if
Miami.
you surround him correct, but they got Dragic,
Miami.
my man Dragic,
You
man.
can
He
play
was an
Dragic
all-star
next.
last
You
year.
can play Dragic next to Thomas.
Dragic
All right.
does not want to be a two. That's what his big thing was in Phoenix. He hated being a two
All
guard.
right, well, what about
next
Orlando?
to- next
It's
to
not
Eric
attractive,
Bledsoe,
but
so-
Orlando would be. They would be. Willing
they
to
already
get him.
played together in Phoenix. Isaiah and Dragic.
So maybe move Dragic, man. I don't know.
What about Orlando?
You think Isaiah's better than Dragic?
Yeah.
No,
You still holding on to
I
your
don't
boy
think
Dragic,
no.
huh?
Isaiah's.
Yeah, what about Phoenix? I talked about
Oh,
this before. You think the Phoenix? You think
I
the
don't
Suns would
want
give him-
Isaiah. No.
You don't think they
Really?
They take a
No,
flyer
dude,
on him?
he's going to take shots away from Ayton and Booker.
Ayton.
But then you're competitive.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we're competitive with Isaiah.
Booker,
What?
trust me.
Booker and
Dude,
Isaiah in the
no,
backcourt.
Tim, Booker,
Yeah, but Isaiah's
Booker
not
will
a
get
passer,
enough shots. Booker will get enough
I don't
shots
know, man.
with Isaiah.
I just don't want Isaiah.
Okay,
I just don't
fine.
want him.
But I also think Isaiah could be one of those dudes that just goes to like the Bulls and it's just like, you want to pay me $20 million?
No, he's not getting 20.
I'll pay. No, if the Bulls are like,
Bulls?
we literally have nobody on this team.
Well, they got Markkanen, didn't they? And they got Wendell Carter. I mean, they're building for the future.
So that backcourt is suspect, though.
You can give Isaiah 3 years, $60 million
Yeah.
right now. It just have a 3-year
That would be a
contract.
better
Just be like,
fit.
yeah,
That would be a
whatever.
good fit there.
You know what I mean? Like something in Chicago.
No, but no one's gonna do that though.
But also
My guess is
also
that it's gonna
too-
be a 1 to 2 year deal, and he's gonna make like I don't know 12, 13.
Okay, does
that's
Isaiah?
the ceiling.
So if Isaiah accepts a 6-man role, then gets 6-man money, 10 to 15, right? That's 6-man money, 6-man of the year money.
A little high, but all right. Well, I'm thinking the 15 part. I'm thinking 10 to 12. But you said 15.
I mean, what's Marcus Smart is looking for? What, 13 or 14 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Isaiah will make probably 15 to 17 mil, probably.
Wow. You think a team will do that?
A team
Yes.
will do that.
Yeah,
Based
I
off
mean,
of what? After
A
last
team,
year?
some team will do that.
Yeah, the
well,
Kings.
they're still going to look.
Yeah,
Some
the
teams will
Kings.
look at
The
his
Magic.
Team. There will be
Magic.
teams looking at his time with the Celtics and be like, "Yo, this guy can be nasty."
Like look at
and he,
teams,
even with the
and-
Kings, he was
yeah.
averaging 20.
So Isaiah Thomas is 29, right? Probably turning 30 this year. If he can show on a middling team, Utah goes to
Well,
Utah.
they got don't they have Rubio?
Rubio's though, I think is
Not as good.
not as good, not as good as Isaiah Thomas. And also, I don't think that Rubio's like someone they're like, well, he's our point guard of the future. But you then have a big three of Isaiah Thomas, Mitchell, and Gobert.
You're back with Crowder. You know Crowder would be in the recruitment
Crowder's
process.
there saying,
That's
bring
true.
this dude
That's
in.
true. That could work.
And they
That could
and
definitely work.
make a little noise, bang bang, make a little noise in the West.
All right. Well, speaking of point guards, let's keep this going. Rajon Rondo, does he stay put or is he going somewhere else?
I want him.
Oh,
That's
I
your
want him
guy,
on the
huh?
Suns.
Oh, you said
I
fuck
want him on the
Isaiah.
Suns.
You want
I
Rondo.
want Rondo. I
little
do.
draft day
All right.
redemption
I like
right
Rondo,
now, huh?
man.
Draft day redemption.
I think it'd be perfect for just the young team that we have.
I like him with the Pelicans. I think they're going to do their best to keep him in town, but that's an interesting city, though. If he would go to Phoenix, that's a nice team. Him, Booker, you know, he'd be feeding Ayton all day. Mm-hmm. Ayton would be eating.
I mean, look what he was
eating
doing with
buckets.
Anthony Davis in the playoffs.
Exactly.
He was going nuts with him.
Yeah, but
A
what is,
A
what
would
is
drop
Rondo
12.
Giving him a lot
What
of
does
easy
Rondo
buckets.
A
want?
would be dropping 12 points in the
That's
first quarter.
true. Yeah, how much money does he want?
What is no,
Yeah.
no, not even money. What does he want in his career? He's won one
yeah.
championship.
He has, yeah.
Being the fourth best player on the team. Like, does he want to chase rings at this point? I think that's a legitimate thing to
think
talk
so?
about Rondo.
Probably.
Does he go and be the backup point guard to Chris Paul?
A backup?
I'm just saying, like,
No.
no, probably. Actually, when I said that, it didn't sound right.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
I've been there.
Yeah, it just didn't come out.
I mean, like you said earlier, what team doesn't have a point guard? My team doesn't have a point guard. Sure.
Oh, you're just going to
And
diss
he could-
Tyler
he
Ulis
could-
like that, man?
Yes. Fucking dude, I'm taller than Tyler Ulis. What about going back a little reunion with Doc?
he could go to the Clippers. He could go to the Clippers. Just kidding. No, he's not going to go. He hates Doc. He hates Doc.
Does he?
He doesn't
Yeah.
hate Doc.
What?
He doesn't
Is
hate
that a
Doc.
thing? I don't remember that.
I don't think he hates Doc.
remember
I
him and
think
Ray Allen hated
I
each
think
other,
Doc just doesn't want to deal with him.
No, dude, does Rondo go to a shitty team? No. Right?
He's probably going to stay put because the teams that are going to be willing to offer him more money than the Pelicans are going to be the ones that aren't good. That's just how it works, especially for someone like Rondo at this stage of his career.
Okay, what about Avery Bradley, though? That's the final one I was talking about.
Yeah, that's when you said two. That's the one person I had in mind.
I mean, Avery Bradley is a role player on a championship team.
Rockets, maybe.
You got to chill out some money, though.
Yeah. How much is he
Rockets.
gonna be, how much is he
If
gonna be
if the
looking
Rockets
for?
lose Capella and don't get LeBron, maybe.
I think Capella's staying put though.
What about Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas has some money to spend.
Yeah. I mean, Wesley Matthews just hasn't panned out. He's better coming off the bench.
Man.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
He's just
None of those guys from that Portland Trailblazers team has been successful, except for somewhat LaMarcus Aldridge. So, yeah, he bounced back from that rough year he had.
Somewhat. Oh yeah, you're the one who hates on them.
Well, no, he had that one rough year. He had that. I shouldn't say somewhat. Okay, he had that one bad year that he bounced back. But look at everybody else. You know,
I thought Batum was going to be much better than.
I thought Hornets were going to come up with
Yeah.
Batum, but nothing.
No.
Wesley Matthews, nothing.
No.
Robin Lopez, role guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he sucks.
He was balling against the Celtics in that first round series against the Bulls.
Oh, 2017?
2017.
that is
Yeah, he
true.
was.
That dude, you couldn't stop him.
But you know what? I see Doc Rivers just keeping him in town.
All right, last one. Marcus Smart. Where are we going?
Staying in Boston.
Think
He doesn't
so?
want to say it, but he's going to take the most that he can from Boston, and he'll just agree.
What is the most they can give him?
10.
10?
No, they give him more than that.
I think it's gonna be 10.
You think he'll give him?
I don't think.
mean,
I
he
don't think
clearly
any
loves
team.
Boston.
I don't think any team out there is
I'm
going
saying
to
12 to 13 million.
break the bank for Marcus Smart.
I
mean,
don't
there's-
think so either.
There's been
Fits- he
talks
fits
about
Boston,
him
that's
coming to
it.
the Suns, but I don't really look at him as a point guard.
No, he's a six man. He his role. He is exactly what Avery Bradley is right now. Like a
Except not as good a
great
shooter.
piece.
Yeah, he's just said it.
A great piece on a team that doesn't have any holes right now. Like he's the piece that puts you over the top.
Well, who's
You
more
can't
expen-
build around Marcus Smart though.
Who's more expensive, him or Avery Bradley?
Bradley.
So then,
Just 'cause
what
of
about him to
experience,
the
yeah.
Rockets?
Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
That would be a problem. If Marcus Smart goes to the Rockets and they keep Capella, then you have.
No, they're not going to keep Capella. He's gone.
You don't think? No,
I'm
I
just
think
saying.
he's
I'm just
staying
saying
in
if.
Houston.
I'm saying
You
if.
think Capella's going to stay in
He's
Houston?
going to be out?
So if Capella's out, they're not going to waste any
Capella's
money
gonna
on
make-
Marcus Smart. They're going to spend some money on a big name guy.
Yeah,
They'll probably go
possibly.
after Jordan.
Capella's going to make north of like 17 million. He's going to cash
He's
in
going
this
to
summer.
make north of
He
20.
went. He
Yeah,
went
north of
nuts.
20, I
He
should
went
say.
nuts in the playoffs. He was blocking everything.
And that's a waste of money, in my opinion.
It could be. It could be.
Really not failing him, huh?
No, I'm not feeling like he's one of those players right now that is like the biggest risk to just throw a ton of money at. Like
It's like your boy a couple of years ago or a few years
Whiteside.
ago. No, not Whiteside. Well,
Well,
he's
Whiteside.
Good, he's a good example, though.
Yeah, Whiteside has not panned
Actually,
out
yeah,
at all.
Whiteside's a better example. Never mind. I was
Who were
thinking.
you
I was
gonna
thinking
say?
of your boy from Toronto.
Oh no, that's your boy, Bismack Biyombo.
Biyombo.
This motherfucker is like the Celtics need to
Biyombo
sign
cashed
Biyombo.
in.
Biyombo.
They need to sign Biyombo. He goes to the Orlando Magic for 17 mil, and it doesn't even start, and still hasn't done shit.
Who's starting over him in Orlando? Oh,
Just-
Vucevic?
No, anybody. Vucevic, fucking Avitas Sabonis came out of retirement for one game.
He got the start over.
No knees. Still gets to start over him.
Greg goes to tag.
Goes to tag. Comes in.
Yo, I used to hate that dude.
Kevin Duckworth comes in with the goggles on. Hey, I still got it, bro. They're like, well, we got beyond.
Right
you
now.
know what, Duckworth, you're in, bro.
He's like, I'm making 7,000 for this game.
Bill Cartwright comes out of
7,000 this
nowhere,
year.
dude. Hey, Billy's here.
Luke Longley,
bro. Rick Smits with 1 foot
Yo, Rick Smits was nice.
in a walker can still shoot better than Biyombo.
Wait, so you were all about him?
He was all about it. So that was
I didn't know he was going to get that kind of money though. He got stupid money.
He did.
I didn't see that coming.
He did know. That was the year of Evan Turner too.
Yeah, that's when everyone was getting paid.
Yeah. By the way, worst contract in the league.
Timofey
We did
Mozgov
say-
got 50
You
mil.
know what? We did say worst contract in the league was Tristan Thompson. That's a lie.
No, it's not Evan Turner. Don't say that. Evan Turner does more for the Blazers than Tristan Thompson does for the Cavs.
Except when Tristan Thompson plays against the Celtics.
Yeah, he does go nuts against Celtics. But
That's not a question.
Does Evan
Thompson
Turner,
goes nuts against the Celtics?
Every
How are you looking in the playoffs?
every
much-
series we ever
How
play
much
against.
did Evan Turner? How much is he making?
17 million.
And how much is Thompson making?
18,
20.
17? No,
it's
20.
20.
20, excuse me. Yeah,
it's
20.
close. It's a close comparison.
What about Timothy Mozgov making 18?
Dude, that was the stupid. Yo, the Lakers. What the?
Now
hell?
that is the worst contract in the league.
Well, who's the other one on the Lakers? There's somebody else. Oh, Luol Deng. He's making some crazy amount
that
of
was a
money.
bad deal as well.
They
He's gotta be
traded
making in
they,
the 20s,
they-
right?
No, they signed him. They
Yeah.
did sign him. I was
Yeah,
going to say they
man.
traded that contract. No.
Is he still on the Lakers?
Yes.
Was he injured all last
No.
year?
In street clothes.
He was healthy all last year.
He's just the number on their cap.
And how much is he? He's got to be making at least 20.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause
18 probably. All I'm saying is
why?
it's this is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. Like 2 years ago, it was wild. Free agency was wild, man. It was the worst free agency class.
Dude,
of
the Lakers thought they were
all
so good. Man. Oh, we got
time.
Mozgov and Deng.
Yeah, but you know what it is too,
You're
though?
gonna pay him next to Randall and Clarkson, bro.
Yeah, but you know what it is also, though? You can't forget the fact that, like, you can't just keep that money. You have to give it up.
No,
So-
but here's the thing.
and I get it. They're not the best players to give it up to, but, I
No,
mean,
the
not a lot of
Blazers-
people wanted to play with the Lakers that summer.
No, but
You
no,
can
no,
just
no,
keep
no,
that
no,
money,
no,
though.
no.
You can't
The,
just keep
the
that
issue was
But I
the
mean,
issue.
for the future, like
You can keep a chunk of it, but you can't keep. You can't just house like
No,
40
there
million
was
on
a
the cap.
floor. There was a floor.
Yeah.
So like you had to get to the floor, but like the Lakers weren't worried about the floor. They just literally said like, we have how much money? Oh, word. Okay, top 10 free agents not going to sign. You know what? We
Luol, what's good?
dang. How about we sign you for 18 and then who's next on the list? Mozgov?
Done.
Well, they're like.
He played in the finals. I saw him. He looked pretty
yeah,
good.
Mozgov, center of the future, baby. That summer is going to go down in history in like 10 years. We're going to look back on that and just be like, what the fuck happened? Because literally, that was basically giving 20 children or 30 children like $100 and saying, go to the candy store.
Go nuts.
Yeah, somebody buys all the Snickers bars, and then you're standing there with $100 bill, and you're like, man, all that's left is licorice. All right, give me $100 worth of licorice, baby. I gotta spend this shit today, or it's gone. Crazy, man.
All right. That's going to do it for this edition of the Causeway Street Podcast. We'll see what happens next week. We'll be recapping who went where and what crazy deals went down. And probably none of this is going to happen.
And we'll also be talking about LeBron James' retirement, man. It's going to be wild.
this is 1 year retirement.
No, he's sitting out. He's not retiring.
Toon Squad.
Take a little break.
No, he's going to play for the Toon Squad.
I got to, what's the word he always says? I got to recalibrate. He always says that.
He's going to take a 1 year sabbatical and just read mad Harry Potter books.
And The Godfather.
just read so many teenage fictional books. Like if you have written a fictional sci-fi book meant for teens, LeBron will read it in his time off.
Yo, shout out to Joel. Probably chilling on the beach somewhere.
Joel hasn't been there all day.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
What the fuck is Joel?
Tim, you down next week?
Probably. What day?
I don't know, man. We can talk about it after the podcast.
That's something we talk about off the show.
Hey, man. I don't know my schedule for next week. Can't be giving no guarantees.
Tim's like, Tim's
What
like,
the
yo.
fuck else you got to do, man?
Tim's like, yo, we're still going out tonight? I'm like, Tim, let's talk about it after the podcast. We up out of here. Check us out, obviously, at
bye.
Causeway on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and all that fun stuff.